Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Lucimus Prime here, so it's time for another franchise ranking video today, and today guys I'm going to be ranking a franchise which is one of my favourites, but only in my opinion a quarter of this 4-movie franchise is my favourite. The rest of it in my opinion I don't like and absolutely hate. And yes, so this franchise guys, as you've seen by the title, is going to be a franchise which was spawned by one of my favourite movies of all time, and that franchise, as you see my title, is for the Jaws franchise. So yeah, now, I'm going to be honest guys and say that, as I've already talked about when I'm saying a little quarter franchise, there's only one film of this franchise that I love, and in my opinion worked. The rest of it in my opinion I did not like. So yeah, let's kick off the ranking, shall we? So, starting with what is obviously in first place for me guys. In first place for me is going to be for none other than 1975's Jaws, the first film, and this is the only film that I own, guys. I refuse to buy any of the follow-ups, and yeah, so Jaws, guys, directed by one of my favourite directors of all time, Steven Spielberg. I really adore this movie. In my opinion, it's an absolute masterpiece and one of the greatest works of Spielberg. I really adore the movie. So yeah, absolute masterpiece guys, and a timeless classic. So what's great about it is, what I love is Steven Spielberg's direction is absolutely phenomenal. He did such a great job with this in 1975, and there's also a really amazing cast of characters in this. So for example, my favourite character in the whole franchise is Martin Brody, played by Roy Schneider, may he rest in peace, and he does an amazing job playing in this movie. And he's definitely a great choice, and yeah, may rest in peace. And also his wife as well, played by Lorraine Gary, is also a very good character as well, guys. I only like her the most in this movie, I will say that. And there's also many other great supporting characters like Brody's children, and also Robert Shaw is also an excellent portrayal for Quint. Very good character in my opinion, played so well by Robert Shaw. And Richard Dreyfuss was also very good as Matt Hooper as well. And we've also got the mayor of the town called Amity Island, who is called Mayor Larry Vaughn, played by Murray Hamilton. And yeah, another great character in my opinion, guys. And I only like him most in this movie. Also, another thing I do also love, guys, is probably the world building, because this is, of course, set in a fictional place called Amity Island, which is built so well. I really love the location. They made it so brilliantly, very memorable. And yeah, and it's definitely a very scary setting, because of the idea of, a shark attack, definitely. And the movie also has great quotes. For example, I think probably the most memorable one is probably, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." I really love that quote, and it's been used many times or parodied in future things, which is pretty cool. I mean, one I can remember pretty well is in Aquaman, when Black Manta says he's gonna need a bigger helmet, and yeah, and there's many others too. In addition, guys, for a movie which is from 1975, it has really amazing practical effects for its time, which hold up really well in my opinion. It's hard to believe this movie is from 1975. That's really hard to believe because of how well it's aged. It's aged really well, guys. And also, the pacing for a movie which is 2 hours and 3 minutes is also excellent. It's really well paced, which is definitely great. And also as well, one other thing I do also love, guys, is definitely the music, which is composed by my favourite composer of all time, John Williams, who is of course Steven Spielberg's frequent collaborator, who has composed for nearly all of his movies. And his music in here was also absolutely phenomenal and very memorable, especially of course the shark theme, which is dun 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 dun. Yeah, very iconic, scary theme as well. One of the scariest themes I've ever heard him compose, absolutely. And yeah, did such a great job with music, guys. He was absolutely brilliant with music as always, John Williams. And yeah, in my opinion, he never fails at composing music. He never fails at all, in my opinion, because he's absolutely phenomenal, which is why he's my favourite composer of all time. And yeah, and also as well, there's also great climaxes, like the battle between Brody and the shark is definitely very good. And it's also really scary as well, guys, when the shark attacks, definitely. Now, I know one issue people may have with the movie is that you don't get to see the shark much, which is probably due to the fact that mechanical sharks may not have worked in the water that well, but for me personally, guys, I don't mind that, you know, we rarely see a shark appearing, because it helps make it more intimidating and scary by having just, say, the fin appearing as it's approaching. That, in my opinion, makes it absolutely terrifying, and it works so well like that. So, yeah. And I really adore this movie, guys, and I consider it to be an absolute masterpiece by Spielberg, and one of the best movies he's ever made. I mean, Spielberg has made so many great movies, guys, in my opinion. And it's hard to say what is any bad movies, because in my opinion, the only weakest one that I've seen by him is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull. But nonetheless, all movies I've seen of him have been great, really. And yeah, and this is definitely no exception. This movie, in my opinion, is an absolute masterpiece. And this is the only one of the franchise I'm going to own on DVD, guys. I'm not buying anything after this movie. No way at all. Absolutely not. And the poster is also very memorable too. Absolutely brilliant poster. And yeah. And the shark is definitely a great villain, guys, who got a nickname of Bruce, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's really good as well. And so, guys, if you're wondering what I'd rate this movie out of 10, I would rate this movie a full-blown 10 out of 10. Absolute masterpiece. And in my opinion, guys, this movie only works best as one movie alone. I like to pretend that is the case, but unfortunately that was deemed not to be. So, yeah. Now, and that's the end of the good stuff, guys, now. So, yeah. So, now we got on to the three films which I despise, guys. So, yeah. The first of the three I don't despise as much, but yeah, we're going to get to it, which is, of course, in second place, guys, is for the first sequel, which is Jaws 2, released in 1978, directed by Jenno Swark and co-written by Carl Gottlieb. And yeah, this is just how you make a disappointing sequel, guys. Like, this sequel was not even needed whatsoever, because the shark died at the end. There was no need for a sequel at all. And we went behind Spielberg's back to make this movie. I mean, I think he did the right thing not wanting to direct, you know, another one. So yeah, I think he did the right thing, but still, they shouldn't have made a sequel. No way. So, if there's anything good about this movie, I guess probably that some characters do return, like Brody and his wife, and also Maya Vaughn. They also return. And it's also nice to once again hear John Williams' music. You know, I think his music is probably one of the very, very few good things about a movie, in my opinion, guys, to be honest. And also as well, when it comes to, you know, other things, I think the practical effects are also, some of them are pretty good for their time as well, in my opinion, I will admit. Like, say, the explosions, for example, stuff like that. They're okay, I guess, and, so, yeah. That's all I can say, really. But on to bad quality. So I'm going to get a cat out of a bag and say that, in my opinion, this movie is absolutely unnecessary, guys. It was not needed whatsoever, because the first movie perfectly closed the franchise. And yeah, there was no need for this movie to even exist, because the first movie isn't even a sequel set up either at the end. And also, this movie also feels more like a rehash of the first movie as well, you know, about a shark attack. So it's just a rehash, and that was very annoying. And also, guys, this movie introduces lots of new characters, and I could not connect to them at all. I thought they were really annoying. I didn't really like them. The other ones I like the most were Brody and, you know, his wife. And they also, as well, in my opinion, ruined the mayor in this movie, because he goes back to being... He's really underdeveloped in this movie. Nothing like how he was in the first movie at all, and I hated that. Yeah, they really ruined the mayor in this movie, and I hated it. And also, the movie, compared to the first movie, is also really boring, because for a movie which is has less runtime than the first movie, which is only 116 minutes, this movie was so boring, and it felt longer than it actually was. And yeah, because I binge watched the sequels on Amazon Prime, guys, so I thankfully didn't waste money on them, but yeah, I was so annoyed watching this, like, I'm thinking, oh my god, how much longer I got to watch? Because yeah, I was so bored. And the pacing was just sluggish. It was so slow, and I hated it. So yeah, but because of the characters returning and also John Williams' music, I'm going to give this movie a very mediocre 5 out of 10. Very necessary sequel. But unfortunately, despite this movie not being as good as the first movie, it's unfortunately spawned another sequel. And this is one of the most abominable, worst sequels I've ever seen in my life, guys, which is none other than 1983's Jaws 3D. Oh my god. This movie is an absolute abomination. Absolutely atrocious. Like, one of the all-time worst film installments I've ever seen in my life. It's just absolute garbage. Like, what the hell was this? This movie absolutely sucked. Oh my god. It's very hard to come up with anything good out of this movie, guys. Let's try and think, shall we? I guess probably, I guess one good thing is probably that this movie did launch the career of Leah Thompson, who would later go on to appear in Back to the Future movies. That's probably one of the very few good things. And I guess as well, the dolphins were also cute as well, I will admit, because I love dolphins, guys. But yeah, not really saying much. So, now, on to the absolute bad qualities. So, this movie, like Jaws 2, is once again totally necessary, guys. Not needed whatsoever at all. And so, I think the idea of having a Jaws movie taking place at the SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida is absolutely stupid. Because the city of Orlando is 30 miles from the sea, guys. So it's impossible for a shark or even a dolphin to swim into SeaWorld from the ocean. And I can confirm this, guys. I've been to Orlando, to SeaWorld, and I can confirm this because I've been there. There's no way a shark would make it to SeaWorld. No way. Oh my god. Yeah, it was just so stupid, really. And also, as well, the 3D effects are absolute garbage. I'm not kidding. They were so bad. Like, it's so sad that a 1975 movie, you know, this movie had way better effects than this absolute garbage. I'm not kidding. Like, so bad. And they're pointless as well. What's the point of it? Seriously. Oh my god. The effects were absolutely trash. And the shark also looked really fake, guys. And didn't even look like a real shark at all. And plus, the shark explosion was also very bad. The effects of that scene were absolute garbage and torture to watch. And while the movie does feature the two sons of Brody, who is, you know, the main character from the first two films, as I mentioned before, the events of these first two films are barely even mentioned at all. So this movie feels hardly part of a series, like it's its own standalone thing, which is dumb. Oh my god. Oh, honest to god. And the climax is also trash as well, because there's a pretty stupid scene, guys, where a shark is slowly floating towards the control facility where the main characters are. And all we do is they just sit there screaming at the shark until the shark breaks the window, which causes the entire facility to get flooded. And the shark isn't even a real shark, it's just a moving sticker. Oh my god. And also, even though I thought the dolphins were cute, guys, I thought it was also really dumb how, when the characters kill the shark, one of the main characters asks if the dolphins are okay, but not the people who are trapped in the underwater haunted house. Like, the people could have died. Honestly, I couldn't care less about the character of this movie, guys. I thought they were really unlikable. They also ruined Brody's sons as well, in my opinion. Oh my god. And also, there's also a stupid scene, guys, where the shark could have easily killed a woman, but rather than biting in her leg, the shark nips it. You know, like a little nip. Not even a proper full-on bite. Like, oh my god, if it was a shark from the first movie, it would have devoured that woman and any other victim who was coming across. Oh my god. And this also, as I mentioned about a shark blowing up, it rehashes the death of a shark from the first movie as well. Only this time with the horrendous 3D effects, which were just absolute torture to watch. And yeah, the supporting characters were just so annoying, guys. And once again, I think this movie, in my opinion, had way worse pacing than Jaws 2. Because for a movie which is 98 minutes long, guys, shorter than the first two, it dragged on so long. Oh my god, I couldn't wait for this movie to be over because it was so boring as hell. And this movie also made a big mistake like the next movie I'm about to cover did, in which the shark roars. Yeah, I'm not kidding, guys. The shark actually roars, which is very inaccurate to real sharks because they can't roar because they don't have vocal cords. They can't roar in real life. Oh my god. Honestly, this movie was just pure garbage, guys. One of the all-time worst sequels and third songs I've ever seen in my life. This movie was just absolute trash. Oh my god, what the hell was this movie? So, guys, if you want to rate this movie out of 10, directed by Joe Alves, I'm going to give this movie a very absolutely bad 0 out of 10. So, yeah, screw this movie all the way. But now, on to the absolute worst of these movies. So, In last place, guys, we get to the most abominable and abysmal of these movies. And it's none other than 1987's Jaws the Revenge! Oh my god. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse with Jaws 3D, this piece of trash right here was the absolute nail in the coffin, the absolute worst of this franchise. Directed by Joseph Sargent. Like, oh my god. Honestly, right, once again, just like Jaws 3D, I don't even know if there's anything good about this movie, really. What is good about the movie, honestly? Some could probably say it's good that Lorraine Gary returned as Ellen, but in my opinion, they ruined her because I think they made a bit of a whiny character in the movie. They ruined her, and I hated that. And yeah, honest to God, what did they do to Ellen in this movie? And now on to more bad qualities, guys. At the start of the movie also makes a huge mistake in which it kills off Brody off screen. And I hated that because Brody is my favourite character in the franchise, guys. And I can't believe they did him dirty like that. So basically, guys, they gave him the Alien 3 cliche treatment at the start of the movie, but off screen. I mean, thankfully, Roy Schneider didn't return to film that because they'd have probably ruined him if he returned. But yeah, thankfully, he did not. But still, killing off Brody was a bad move. And also, the way he dies is absolutely pathetic. It truly is. Like, it's just so bad. Like, because apparently, guys, Brody died from a heart attack. I think it is. Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, he died of a fear-induced heart attack, guys. And it makes absolutely no sense because this heart attack was brought on by his previous encounter with the sharks in the first two films. But how can he have possibly died from fear of sharks when he killed two of them? Oh my god. What the hell was this? And plus, I think the movie also died even more after Brody's death off screen because the movie also kills off one of his sons, Sean. Yeah, Sean gets killed early in the movie, guys, and I hated that. Like, how could we do that, him dirty like that? He didn't deserve to die like that. Oh my god. Also, once again, the movie has absolutely garbage effects. So bad. Absolutely awful. Like, it's obvious you can tell the shark is animatronic, and also the shark also gets impaled and explodes, and what's dumb is if you freeze that scene, you can easily tell that it was just a toy and a toy boat. The practical effects are so bad. Like, once again, guys, it's so sad that an older movie being this timeless classic had better effects than this piece of garbage. Oh my god. It's so ridiculous. Oh my god. And also, as well, once again, just like in Jaws 3D, the shark roars, which once again makes no sense because the sharks don't have vocal cords. And also, guys, as well, there's also a bit of a plot hole because there's plenty of people to eat, but for some reason, the shark wants revenge on the brothers, which makes no sense whatsoever. Like, why does the shark want revenge? Like, that makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, that is so stupid. Oh my god. Yeah, they really ruined the shark in the movie, guys. Oh my god. There's even a scene in one point where a shark stands on its tail. Like, what? What the hell am I watching? And also, guys, once again, there's also a very stupid tagline, guys, which is, this time is personal, which makes absolutely no sense because a woman says to Brody in the second film that sharks don't take things personally, so yeah, that makes no sense. And once again, this movie also rehashes the first movie in many aspects, really. And also, as well, I feel really bad for Michael Caine as well, you know, because Sir Michael Caine's actually in this movie, guys. Yeah, they had to bring in Sir Michael Caine, yeah, poor him. And yeah, look what happened. And yeah, he played a character in this called, what was he called? Hoagie, yeah, the pilot, Hoagie. And yeah, I didn't really like him. Like, I could not connect at all to his new characters. I didn't like any of them whatsoever. I mean, they even ruined Ellen Brody. Yeah, I couldn't believe they had to ruin her like that. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh. And also, once again, the pacing is also garbage because it feels longer than it actually is, guys. And this movie is 90 minutes, guys. 90. Which is absolutely stupid. Like, I mean, it's shorter than the previous movies. The movies get shorter and shorter, but ironically, they feel longer and longer. Yeah, the pacing was just trash, guys. It truly was. And yeah. And the characters are all very annoying, especially Jake, because he's always complaining all the time. Won't want to watch. I was thinking, oh, shut the hell up, Jake. Because he annoyed me. Oh my god. And there's also many continuity to error, guys, which is just ridiculous. I mean, I've already mentioned that it's stupid how a shark wants to get revenge. And there's loads of them. Like, for example, Horgy climbs out of the water when his shirt is totally dry. Like, there's also blood in water even before Shark attacks Sean as well, which is stupid. Oh my god. And there's also cases where you can see the mechanics of the shark as well, as I mentioned, with an animatronic. Oh my god. And the ending is also dumb because it doesn't even explain how the characters got back onto land if their bottom plane sank. And yeah, and this movie of course killed the franchise, guys, and yeah, like, this is what happens when you mix unnecessary sequels to an absolute masterpiece. This is what happens, and yeah, so that's why, guys, I personally find it really satisfying how in Back to the Future Part 2 that they made fun of you know, these unnecessary sequels by making, you know, a parody Jaws poster on display as a hologram poster in future Hill Valley. And yeah, and Marty said, you know, they're still making them, and yeah. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, guys, Jaws is one movie only, and yeah. So if I was to rank this piece of garbage, if I could give it below 0 out of 10, guys, I would. But yeah, to be specific, I'm going to give it, once again, a very awful, absolutely trash 0 out of 10. So yeah, screw these sequels to the first movie all the way. They all belong in the garbage, and I refuse to buy them. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, guys, Jaws is only this movie alone, and it's the only movie I'm ever going to own on DVD. I refuse to buy any of the sequels whatsoever. So yeah, and whenever I do a marathon, guys, I'm only going to do a marathon just of this movie alone. I'm only going to rewatch the sequels again for upcoming trash talks in the future, so you stay tuned for those. And yeah. So, guys, this was me doing my ranking of the Jaws movies, all 4 of them from best to the absolute worst, in my personal opinion. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure in the comments how you guys rank the Jaws movies, so you guys had ranked them. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe for movies in the future. If you'd like to be a member, you can press join, peace out, or in the description, and I'll see you all later.